I wanted to become an architect. I want to become an architect, nothing else. You're welcome back to my channel. My name is Georgina Istechian, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about why I chose to study architecture. But before that, if you have noticed, you'd realize that in the past week I've focused a lot on teaching Chinese language, and I have kind of ignored the other aspects of this channel. And I think it was because I really enjoy teaching, and I kind of find that easier to do than to sit here and talk about my stories or to share stories. Okay, however, starting from today, I think I would try and make a conscious effort in order to balance them. So let's get straight into the story. About 19 years ago, I think I was 8 years old at that time. I remember I was in class 3 and I was sitting with my dad in the living room watching TV, okay, and there was an advert on television. I really don't know what the advert is about. I can't remember. I only remember these details that I'm going to tell you. Okay, so I was sitting with my dad in the living room watching television. In the advert, there was this group of men like around a building on a site, okay. They were wearing those protective wears that construction workers normally wear on site. So I became curious and I asked my dad, who are these men? I remember exactly what my dad said. My dad was like, I'm not sure who these men are, but I should think that they are architects. That was what my dad said. He said I should think that they are architects. He thinks that they were architects, okay. And to me, that was a new vocabulary, and I just loved the word architect. I loved how it sounded. I don't know, I just loved everything about the word, and I was like, architect. And I told my dad, please help me spell it. And I think he asked me to try first, so I tried spelling it and I got it wrong, and then he helped me spell it out. And I just loved the word. You know, my story is a unique one. I always enjoy telling people about this story. So I asked my dad again, what do architects do? Like, what is their job? And he told me they draw plans, like building plans. Actually, now I know architects do a lot more, okay. But that was what my dad told me. He told me they design building plans, and I was like, okay. And I told my dad, when I grow up, I want to become an architect, and he laughed about it. But I was serious. I was very serious. I don't know what had happened to me. I remember before that I had many dreams. Like, at a point I wanted to be an astronaut. If you ask me what do you want to be, I would say I want to be an astronaut. At another point I wanted to become a doctor, and then since that day I changed everything. I started saying I wanted to become an architect. If you were close to me around that time, you would know that I wanted to become an architect, because if you ask me, AC, what do you want to do? I'll say I want to become an architect. I wanted to become an architect. I want to become an architect, nothing else. So that was how my story started. I just fell in love with the name, and that was it. Alright, so now you know the background story of why I chose to study architecture. Now I want to talk to you about how knowing what I wanted to become has really helped me. First of all, it gave me direction and focus. I remember when I was in junior high school, my first year of junior high school, something happened, something remarkable happened to me, okay. At that time, my senior sister was in senior high school, and she knew I wanted to read architecture. She knew I wanted to attend the same senior high school as she attended, okay. And so she found out that if I read general arts, which she was reading, with electives as French, elective maths, geography and economics, I could further my education in architecture. However, she had one concern, and that was in my current junior high school there were no French teachers. She thought, should I decide to study general arts in senior high school with the same combinations that I just mentioned earlier on, I could struggle in French because I had no foundation or knowledge at all of the French language. Mind you, in Ghana you can also study science, general science or visual arts with elective maths as one of your electives in order to study architecture. It wasn't just this class of general arts, okay. You could even study some technical courses in the technical schools, okay, with elective maths as one of your electives to study architecture in the university, okay. I wanted to study general arts due to certain reasons. That's another story on its own, okay. So my sister was worried about that I had no knowledge or foundation in French, okay, because she was reading French in senior high school, and she knew what it involved. So she decided to talk to my dad on my behalf. Zarina, if you are watching, I'm very grateful, okay? Please leave a comment in the comment section if you are watching. Okay, so she spoke to my dad. She was like, you know, AC wants to read architecture in the university, and she wants to study general arts with electives as French, economics, maths, blah blah blah. But currently in her school there's no French teacher, and she might suffer when she goes to senior high school, blah blah blah. I don't know how that conversation went, but in the end she managed to convince my father to change my school. This is one way that knowing what I wanted to become has really helped in giving me direction with the help of my sisters. And okay, so another way in which knowing what I wanted to become has helped me in the past is that it gave me the strength not to give up. You know, there were times I really wanted to give up, or I was faced with multiple options, and then I still had to choose architecture. Okay, for instance, in senior high school I was a very good student in economics. I was very good in economics and maths and also in geography. Okay, and in my time in senior high school I picked up all the awards in economics. I think economics was a subject that I didn't struggle to study. I didn't even study it a lot. I spent most of my time teaching others economics instead of studying it. It was just that easy for me, thanks to God. So looking at my strength, I was good in economics, I was good in maths. I didn't even like drawing. When it comes to biology and courses that I had to draw, I think I struggled a bit compared to how I handled economics, maths, and courses like that, okay, business related courses. And at that time, if you are reading general arts, like my type of general arts, the hot cake course at that time was business administration. Okay, a lot of people wanted to read business administration. It was a hot cake. Okay, and so I was tempted. And what made it worse for me was that I found out that my dad wanted me to read business administration. And you know, I love my dad. I really love my dad. I want to make him happy. I actually got to know this when I started buying the forms for the university. Okay, I bought forms for University of Ghana, and I bought forms for the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So I chose architecture for Kenya University, business administration for UG. Okay, and then I told my dad about my choices, and he passed the comments like, oh, I really pray you get to offer business administration in the University of Ghana. And he added, even if you are not able to get a spot for business administration, I'll try and see if I can put together some money to support you as a fee-paying student. And I was like, hey, you know, my dad is the kind of person that he doesn't make choices for you. He leaves you to make choices on life. He trusts your choices. He leaves you to make your own choices on what to study, who to marry, like things to do with your life, important things to do with your life. He can guide you, but the ultimate choice lies in your hands. Okay, so I was shocked. I was like, hey, my father wants me to read business administration, like. And looking at my strength, I think I could easily read business administration. But what kept me going, I just wanted to read architecture no matter what. I had no other interest in any other program apart from architecture. Alright, so fast forward, I graduated from senior high school and the university started calling people. Okay, so I got my first offer from the University of Ghana, and they had given me an offer to study business administration. And I don't remember my dad's reaction. I don't remember how people around me reacted. But when I got it, there was no joy in me. I wasn't happy, like I was indifferent. I really didn't care about it. I just had my mind on KNUST. I wanted to see what they would offer me and make a decision. So I kept waiting, and then the time came, I think 2 weeks after I got admission to KNUST, and they had given me an offer to study architecture. Come and see me, you should see me. Oh, I was so happy. Like I was filled, my heart was filled with joy. I was jumping. I just knew that was what I wanted. I just gave up the other one and chose architecture. Okay, and it was also difficult because most of my friends, my best friend for instance, was going to the University of Ghana. Like, it was like going to KNUST would be starting a new life altogether. But I really wanted architecture. I really wanted to be an architect, so I chose KNUST. Yeah, God, my first year was hell. I really struggled. There were a lot of our mates who gave up in first year. There were sleepless nights. Me in particular, I had a lot of redos. Like, it's like you spend a whole week, sleepless nights, working on a drawing, and then the professor comes and completely disregards what you have done, like not even in a nice way. Like, I had a lot of redos. I cried a lot in my first year in KNUST. And when it comes to drawing, I wasn't the best in my class when it came to drawing. Like, there were very good people who were naturally inclined to draw with their hands, so I was not on top of my class. But I remember there was a time I was talking to a friend who wanted to quit, and she was telling me, I really want to quit, but when I think about my family members, like people who are all expecting me to really do this, and I can't really, I can't quit. I really want to make them happy. And I thought about what she said, and I started thinking about myself, like reasons why I can't quit. And the only reason why I couldn't quit was because apart from architecture, there was nothing else that I wanted to do. It wasn't because someone wanted me to do it, or someone was expecting me to do it, or like there was no other reason. I chose it because I wanted to do it, and that was all I wanted to do. There was nothing else I wanted to do. So what am I leaving this for? There is nothing else that I'll find joy in doing. And actually, it helped me to persevere. In my third and fourth years, actually, I really started enjoying it. I was happy, and trust me, it was just the dream that kept me going. There's a lot to say about studying architecture in KNUST. There were so many struggles, but the good thing is I overcame. I went through it, and it's made me happy. I'm happy now. I'm not where I want to be at the moment. I'm not there yet, but I'm completely happy about my life. I'm completely happy about the path I have taken. I have peace in my heart about what I'm doing, you know. Even when I fail, I'll try again, because this is all I want to do, you know. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but it's really all I want to do, and I'm doing it. So the challenges don't really matter to me. I see the challenges, but I'm willing to overcome them to achieve what I want to be. And if I had been studying architecture because someone wanted me to, I'm sure I could have easily given up at certain points, but thanks to God, I made it. I'm still making it in Jesus' name. Okay, but I just thank God for giving me that dream. I thank God for 19 years ago, for that day when I sat with my dad in the living room, okay, because I believe God directed him to say architect. He could have said they were building contractors, they were construction workers, they were quantity surveyors. He could have said anything, but he said architects. I believe that was God. Okay, so I thank God for that. Lastly, before I end this video, I want to share with you 5 Bible verses, personal Bible verses that have kept me going, that they have lifted me up in times when I have been down, and they still lift me up today. My first verse is from Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. It says that, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future, says the Lord." That is God talking. He says he knows the plans he has for me. It's plans, good plans, to give me hope, to give me a future. So if you're watching me now and you don't know what to do next, you don't know the plans you have for yourself, for your future, the best person to talk to is God. Trust me, he will answer, because God has the best plans for each and every one of us. My second Bible verse is from Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. And do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with your righteous right, with my righteous right hand. So God is telling us that we shouldn't be afraid. So no matter what you have decided to do with your life, just know that God is with you. If you need strength, God will strengthen you. Don't give up. Just keep pushing. My third verse is from Lamentations chapter 3 verse 22 to 23. It says that because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassion never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. We are not consumed. Architecture cannot consume me. What you are going through cannot consume you. Nothing can consume you because of the Lord's great love. Fourth one is actually one of my favorite Bible verses. Philippians 4:13. It says, I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. It doesn't say that I can do some things. It says I can do everything. So you can do everything through Jesus Christ who strengthens you. Philippians 4:13. Now about the fifth verse, sometimes when I think about the promises of God concerning my life, like all God has said he would do for me, right? Sometimes I'm tempted to think like, will God really do this for me? Will God really act on his word in this aspects of my life? Sometimes I trust God more in certain aspects, and in other aspects I feel like he won't do it. But during these times, there is a verse in the Bible in Numbers chapter 23 verse 19. It says that, for God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should change his mind. Does he speak and not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? Okay, so God is a man of his words. He's not a man, but he's a man of his words. He will fulfill everything he has said about us in his words. Okay, so don't doubt God. Just give him a chance and do your best. Okay, thank you for watching today's video. I'm very excited that I did this video. It's been on my heart for a long time, but I just kept on procrastinating. But I thank God I finally did it, and I hope it helps someone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Okay, please subscribe, please support the journey, and also please like my videos and comment, and please share with everyone. Okay, thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.